Yeah, you know what KD, the laughing stock niggas got that voice. In this crazy world, we gotta make a choice. They say our logic's swishy, but we're making noise. From the top of the charts, here the people rejoice. Stop being buck munchers, just get swishy with us. Join the laughter wave, make a fuss. Stop being buck munchers, just get swishy with us. Join the laughter wave, make a fuss.
We are cast, but also we are your squishy logic boys. I am your comedic babyface KD Hink, and the D stands for Dog's Gotta Hunt, baby. Oh Jesus. This. And this man to my left of me, this is the man of 1,000 voices, and not all of them are in his eyes, and not all of them are Jason Statham.
That's not true. They are all Jason Statham.
But this is Nathan Parrish. Nathan, say hello to the people, and do you like your new intro?
No.
You're gonna have.
Me.
I'm gonna.
You got to deal with me now.
I'm gonna throw a new one at you every episode.
It's me now, and you got to deal with that.
That's why I was purposely talking over you when you started talking, just because I was like, no, I need to get this in.
No.
Yes.
No. Not anymore. I am now Jason Statham. Don't you change that.
You know what, people?
Don't you change that.
Your ears may deceive you. You'll be shocked. It's not Jason Statham.
It's not me.
It's not a bald-headed man who can do flips.
Yeah, it's not.
It's a semi-long-haired man who the only flips he can do are in his stomach.
Yeah, I can flip a stomach easy.
Yeah, your stomach just flips though, I mean.
Yeah.
You're like, oh man, I need to, I gotta walk. But yeah, you walk actually constantly for your job, but it's like having to learn all over again for a driver.
I'm hella healthy.
For any driver though, it's not you.
Yeah.
Not health-wise. Any driver, it's like they forget how to walk, man. Like, every driver that I know, like, they just, as soon as they learn to drive, it's like, oh no, I've got to go to the shop, it's minutes up the road.
I've never been that guy.
Fuck, haven't you?
I've never been that guy.
I have never walked with you for any distance. I remember trying to go to the shop sometimes. You were like, I'll get in the car.
That's because I wanted to get the podcast done. Yeah. I don't want to spend fucking half an hour doing the walk when I can just spend 10 minutes doing the drive.
I'd spend like 2 hours doing the walk, man. I like it.
I don't mind doing that, but when I've got shit to do, I'll get it done and out of the way. But
the things can wait my time. No, that's the thing. That's different. I'm like, I can wait my time. Might be why I have multiple failed relationships.
Life is a limited amount of time. I'm going to use it.
Sure, okay.
Yeah.
But today, you think, what are we going to do with the limited amount of time today? I'll tell you what I'm going to do with the limited amount of time we got today. I'm going to tell the people all about the Tanganyika. I'll get better at the name.
Sure you will.
The laughter epidemic from 1962, when a town got ravaged by laughter, which is something that most people in the British grassroots comedy circuit don't understand, but people get bored over by laughter.
Yeah.
But it happens sometimes.
They're used to people clapping because they've said something that they agree with.
Yeah. Like the Austin comedy scene. It doesn't matter what you say as long as you say tard at the end. Or something about trans. Do even like that. The punchline in Austin, apparently, the punchline is, I agree with your politics. That's the punchline all the time. I agree with your politics.
Yeah.
Let's laugh.
Yeah. Damn, he agrees with my politics. God damn, that's funny as shit.
I've heard that a lot.
You ever been so goddamn amused right before your very eyes? This person comes up and says, I hate the gays too. I love that. I love Jesus. I love that. That's funny as hell.
Okay. Have you seen the Brian Callen special or heard about it from a couple of months ago, which was at the Comedy Mothership in Austin? No. It's exactly what you'd expect from that. Exactly what you'd expect.
Yeah.
Like, just... I mean, I like Brian Callen, personally. I think he's funny as a comic.
I've never...
This one, I don't know.
I've sat down and listened to one of his specials. Maybe I should really. I don't know.
He's a good comic. He should be doing it long enough.
Yeah.
He's like a Harlan Williams kind of length of comic,
Right.
Harlan's been doing like 40 years, ain't he?
Yeah.
Brian Callen's not quite that long, I don't think, but, he's been doing it a while and he actually does it and he's actually funny, unlike Rogan, even though he's one of the death squads, But, although I say that, but now his recent special, it seems like he was working it out just for the people in Austin, because it's just like, it just ends on a like a real conversation for about 10 minutes about trans people and about how it scares him and stuff. And that punchline is just, oh, this is weird, isn't it?
That's his whole 10-minute end to it.
That's his end, yeah, the big, like,
Not a joke.
no, not even really, but it ends on something about, like, really pretentious end.
He knows what,
like, oh yeah, look at this, well, remember this, it's an iPhone. Goodbye. It's like, what?
he knows what his job is, right?
Yeah, well, but that's the thing, he also knows what his job is and what crowd he's in front of.
Yeah.
Because he just likes, he's always liked to be, well, I've never seen it on stage, but he's always liked to think he's smarter than he is.
Yeah, definitely.
But you'd like it though, because you like Chris D'Elia. Them two are like hilarious when one of them invade the other one's set.
Yeah, that's great. That is fantastic.
Because they're so similar, their style. It's very similar. When you see them riffing on podcasts, I love listening to them two riff because it's so similar.
Maybe it's Pepsi and Coke. Maybe it's like two very similar flavors, but slightly different.
Super same delivery and style and all that, but then talking about different things.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Which is probably why they have a
But
lot.
I mean, everyone's going to argue about who's Pepsi and who's Coke in that. For me, the Coke is always going to be fucking D'Elia.
I say you say that though, but then people will also debate whether Coke or Pepsi is better anyway. So
True.
You got multiple debates.
But I'm talking about market share.
Okay, well, if we're talking about market share, then goddamn, this is going to be a worldwide. Get us to stock talk.
Yeah.
Let's get some dividends going.
Let's get it up. Let's see.
That's a whole different combo.
Well, agri stock's very important right now.
Huh?
Yeah.
Blue Chew. Yeah. More about Blue Chew, I think.
Well, more about Blue Chew.
More viable, it's less invasive.
Yeah.
That's fine. Like, yeah, you're not going to get a headache if you don't get to do anything.
Right.
Like you do with Viagra.
Just jerk off.
Yes, it's not about that, though.
It's not about that, but if you got it, you got to fucking do it.
I think it's about getting into the vibe. It's not about having something there locked and loaded, you know.
Right.
It's not about that. I don't know. I've never actually had Viagra before. Because
I had the Viagra fucking, like, light pill, whatever it was they brought out. I had a couple of those.
Never had one.
Didn't do much.
Well, you have to, like... I've heard from some people that they really do, but they also mix them with other drugs, so I don't know. Mixing that with like strong other stuff, then it's like basically like for him it resulted in like putting
a little turbo on it,
like Viagra wise, but the cork is just stuck.
Right,
the cork's not going anywhere.
Priapism territory.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
You know what priapism is? We've talked about this before. You mustn't remember. Priapism.
Priapism.
It's an erection that will not go away, so much so that it kills off the dick because it loses blood flow.
Oh.
And
that's exactly what causes it. And your dick falls off. Is they keeping blood flow, though? No point to it.
The point of
or did it stay there, you mean?
Is, if it stays there for too long, it, like, slowly, like, solidifies.
Oh, God.
It's not good for you.
That's weirdly enough. You
that's why it says if you've got an erection that lasts over an hour or whatever on the thing, you have to go to a doctor. Because otherwise you'll have a priapism and your dick will fall off. Interestingly enough, there's a spider in the Amazon that will give you a priapism when it bites you.
Oh, yeah. There's stuff to do. That's where they get a lot of this shit from anyway.
Yeah. I had a whole bit, by the way, about the Lone Star tick in Texas that makes you allergic to red meat. And I kept trying to make it work multiple times. No one ever got it. And now it's on Joe Rogan's talking about it all the fucking time. On his fucking podcast.
Oh, he's the bastion of what's funny, so...
But it's just going to be like, people be like, well, you got that from Rogan. It's like, no, I fucking didn't.
I don't think...
I came up with that shit.
No, dude, I don't...
Figured that shit out.
No, people don't... Not enough people watch Rogan anymore for that.
No.
Don't worry.
He keeps on going like, well, I'm number one. It's like, are you?
He might be. He might be still.
Might be. I don't know.
He still might be, but the level of what he was compared to other people was so vast before.
Yeah, now it's not as vast.
Before, a comic would go on Joe Rogan and they'd be able to sell out arenas suddenly.
Yeah.
That's gone. That's just gone. So, even if he is on number one...
Mothership. Oh. Yeah. Woo. Yeah.
Apparently,
do a Kill Tony. Yeah.
But you know what, man? I legit understand how that's not good for comedy.
Yeah.
If it was just a not televised show and all that, it'd be different. Just the show as it was when it was smaller in the belly room and all that. In the Comedy Store, I think. I'm not sure. But Man, when you watch,
There's going to be a lot of people who now think
that's what comedy is.
That's what comedy is.
Yeah. Well, it already happened because you look at the people that got big on that, and then them being shocked like a year later when their shit wasn't working anymore
because they weren't doing it in front of regular crowds,
and they weren't like good.
That's the thing. They were doing stuff for Kill Tony. Which is fine, but it's not a standard stand-up set. Like, you can be good at Kill Tony and be shit at stand-up, and you can also be good at stand-up and be shit at Kill Tony.
Because when we say, like, be good at Kill Tony, that just means I could do stand-up for a minute.
But also a very specific crowd.
Yeah, well, yeah, you learn the crowd.
Yeah.
Because, yeah. And
you have to have material
and being a
for
character,
that crowd, essentially.
Or just being a character.
Oh, yeah.
You don't need to
Yeah.
be... It's not a proper comedy thing. That stuff doesn't work when you go on and do it for like half an hour, as we saw. Like, there's multiple ones now that have had this. Willie Montgomery, the first one, you know who that is? The ginger guy who just shouts at people.
Yeah.
And then he just bombs now, and he's just like, I don't know why.
Why do you think, motherfucker?
I can tell you why.
Have you done any material?
I'm not saying that, you know, like, I'm the best comic or anything. You don't need to be able to look at someone and be like, I can tell you why.
Yeah.
It's not working.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean I can then go and
Got
put
a few years under our belts. That gives us enough of an idea, at least, to know, like, that I can see what you are aiming for, maybe.
Yeah. I'm nothing against the stupid comedy anyway, though. Like, some of them can be really good if they do it right and they know what they are. But when they're going on a podcast talking about it as if their thing is, like, top level art.
Yeah. Oh no, but you don't understand. I'm changing the game. Oh, are you?
And then people also talk about podcasting being an art. This ain't a fucking art. Are you crazy? This ain't an art for shit.
This is just sitting down having a fucking conversation.
Yeah.
If you're calling that an art, then you've got a fucking serious fucking socialization problem.
Even when there's some structure in it, like this one, you know, like we have a thing that we do, like, even that's not art. It's just an episode of, it's just a thing.
Yeah.
It's not art. It's craziness to me.
People sitting down and having a conversation. Like, some people, I think there's the label of art has been slapped on some really fucking erroneous shit recently. Since modern art, essentially, yeah. That was the beginning of the downfall.
And as we learned a few episodes ago on the conspiracy theories that turned out to be true, governmental conspiracy theories, actually, I think.
That was
the government did actually,
by the CIA.
CIA legitimately pushed modern art, so it's their fault.
And it's their fault that we got an unmade bed as a fucking piece of art in the Tate Modern.
What about you want to talk about the
or
star,
half
the
a fucking
banana.
sheep in formaldehyde?
Anything's better than a banana taped to a wall. So
that's how far it's deteriorated.
Yeah.
It's gone from fucking people actually sort of putting some form of thought into something all the way down to, I'm just going to put a banana somewhere.
And the Simpsons episode on it was perfect for it.
Yeah.
You're just beating shit up, and that's art apparently.
Yeah.
It is just all it takes is somebody that apparently knows what they're talking about to label something as art, and it's art.
It's art.
It makes money.
Always
Money.
Philadelphia made a really good point about it as well. Did you ever see the episode where they go into art?
Oh, so, I probably did. I
They
can't.
try and get Charlie to draw images of Cricket's life, so that they can pretend that Cricket is the actual artist because he's got such a shitty life. That means that they'll immediately like it.
Yeah.
And they go through this whole process, and they're like, oh, you know, how much would you pay for it? And it's like, and Danny DeVito's character is a weirdo. He's going like, oh, I'd pay thousands. I think it's priceless. And then the woman goes, oh, how much would I pay for it? Oh, nothing. He goes, what? But you're an art dealer. You own an art gallery. Oh, no. My parents rent an art gallery for me.
Yeah.
That's what the fucking art world's like, mate. It's a bunch of fucking people with no actual fucking real talent for themselves, just stocking a load of shit in that they think, oh, I like that. That appeals to me. Putting it in an art gallery and selling it to idiots who'll pay whatever the fuck they want.
Mm-hmm.
Because they'll put a stupid fucking label on it. I had a guy try and sell me a fucking art piece. I went into an art gallery with Matilda. And we're looking at it, and he's like, oh yeah, you could own this. It's £365. I can't really afford £365. He's like, oh, you can get it on a pay monthly deal. It would only cost you about £16.
Pay monthly for art, man.
Yeah, it's like £16 a month. I was like, well, is it going to appreciate in value? He's like, well, it's a print, so it's not really going to appreciate. It's more about what the piece says to you. It's like, it doesn't say £16 a fucking month.
Well, that's nothing for art. That literally tells me that's probably worth nothing anyway.
Yeah.
Like, 'cause if that's what you're paying for art, that's nothing. I watched. I can work this into that as well. I watched a new program yesterday that I discovered. It's one of them. I just saw it, and I'm so glad I took the time because it was interesting. I got more of it to watch still. It's called Handcuffed, Last Something Standing, something like that. And basically, there's like 10 couples, and it follows them as the idea is they're handcuffing like 10 different people together,
Right.
in pairs. And it's like wildly opposite people. So there's one coming up where it's like a guy, a black dude who's always saying everything's racist and stuff. But then there's like a guy who's like, white dude, purely opposite.
Yeah.
There was like the one of the people that's already been on it and took it apart off was there was a manosphere kind of dude, young, like kind of like getting there, being one of them, handcuffed to a big. She had a T-shirt on that said "fat bitch" because she was a fat, non-binary lesbian woman who owned a plus-size clothing brand.
Right.
Oh my god! Oh my god! It didn't last long.
I get wow. This shit now.
Wow! And it goes full on in the conversation. They don't hold anything back. There was also like a this guy who was like constantly like assuming that every upper class person thinks that lower class people are dumb.
Right. Being
handcuffed to a baronet who's like 70 something who lives in this house, and the epitome of weird posh people you'd expect. There's a house party and the people are weird, man.
Yeah.
So weird.
Yeah.
But he has like a painting in his house that was done by Hitler. Because as we forget, he's a really good artist, Hitler was. So I understand that this guy was making out it was the worst thing ever, that he had a Hitler painting. He was like, you're showing off one of the worst people's painting. It's like, no, it's just a kind of cool piece of history, really, that is.
Yeah, I could see it from the history aspect. I wouldn't put it in the main hall, let's put it that way.
It wasn't. Yeah. It was up on the wall, but it was pretty innocuously as well. You'd have to get pretty close as well to see the Hitler.
Adolf Hitler.
Yeah.
Bottom, yeah.
But then he also had like he would like anything he could see, he would assume it to be the work.
Painted during his meth phase. You can see all the very aggressive strokes.
He was a goody at that point. He ain't done none of that.
Yeah.
How different the world would be if he'd have only got a scholarship.
Yeah.
Probably not different at all. He would just be someone else.
Yeah.
And Hitler might be another. Maybe we'd be talking about Hitler in the same conversations as Monet.
I've got a different theory on it in my time travel thing. He talks about, he goes back and at one point he did kill Hitler, and he goes like, and that caused an even bigger issue because no one developed antibiotics en masse, and there was a huge plague that killed millions.
Yeah,
which is perfectly possible because that's the reason why we won World War II mostly. Do you know that?
What?
The Germans didn't have antibiotics.
Oh, I didn't know that.
We did.
Oh.
And we did not let them find out.
Yeah, but there wasn't much, well, I suppose, other than like the areas and stuff, the infections you get from being in there.
No, there was shitloads of infections. That's the problem. They would have a soldier take a bullet. The bullet wound would get infected.
Of course.
And then by the time they got back to somewhere to amputate the leg, they're a pointless fucking... They're not able to soldier anymore.
Because we don't think about... infections, that's all that. Well, without antibiotics, as soon as you get an infection,
that's
you're
it.
fucked.
Whilst they would get shot on the Allied side, they'd get infected, they'd take a load of penicillin, and they'd be back in fighting form within a week.
Yeah.
It's fucking, it's ridiculous, dude. Like, that was one of the main reasons, and no one talks about it.
Yeah, I've never heard that talked about.
Yeah.
Makes a lot of sense.
The Germans didn't get antibiotics until about halfway through the fucking war.
Wow. Yeah. Well, I mean, at least it was halfway through for them, I guess.
Yeah.
So I guess by then it was already kind of, shit was going down a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I learned as well something that made me laugh the other day, which is legit as well. The Lion King, the beginning of it.
Yes.
I was watching an African speaker explaining what that's saying.
Oh, I saw that.
It's oh, it's a lion. Oh my God, look at the lion. That's literally what it is. That's amazing, that is. Oh, it's a lion. Oh my God, look at the lion.
My old version used to be Arsene Wenger was a footballer.
Yeah, I used to do the Arsene Wenger.
Ayrton Senna was a race car driver.
I don't know who that person was.
He was a race car driver.
Oh, I take it back, actually. Yeah, the song did explain it. It brought him up and explained his life in one easy go. Didn't mention that he was also the one who got burnt up to a crisp. But
No, yeah, he was, yeah.
bad time.
He got knocked the fuck out. Killed, burnt to a crisp.
That's not good. That's the worst way to get burnt.
Yeah.
Well, that's probably the better way to get
Better,
burnt.
actually, yeah, overall.
You could run away, though.
He's the reason why they've got the rings around the fucking Formula 1 cars now.
What?
They've got a protective halo. So back in like the early 2000s, they had the Formula 1 car and they just had an open canopy. And then like the thing behind the head.
Canopy, what do you mean?
Like, so literally there was nothing in front of the driver apart from a tiny little windbreaker there.
Oh, right.
And the thing at the back of the head.
Okay.
Now they've got this thing that comes up the centre, so you actually can't see dead centre down the line. And then they've got this like halo going around them like that. And the reason why is because Ayrton Senna was in a crash, and I can't remember what it was. I think it was a tyre or something.
Oh, he would have.
Came up and bang, smashed him straight in the fucking head. And that was basically lights out.
If he'd have kept consciousness, then
They could have done something about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, that's one of those things that happens in racing. I mean, it happens a lot less than what it used to. Formula 1 used to be a fucking deadly sport, like legitimately deadly.
It's the worst kind of thing as well, is when a sport is really deadly but also not fun to watch. It's the worst kind.
Have you ever seen Group B Rally?
No.
Oh, mate.
What's this?
So, you know normal rally cars?
Yeah.
They, go down a dirt track and they do it one by one and they're going as fast as they can, and it's pretty impressive sight because like they're doing some crazy fucking driving. Back in the day, in the 90s, they used to have people literally all the way up to the side of the tracks.
Yeah.
Especially in places like India, there would be people on the tracks who would like
India?
split open as the car came along.
Man, you see that over here in America and stuff, like, load. I'm like, yo, get the fuck away. Why? So near. Still now I see that.
Yeah.
What is wrong with
It's
people?
insane.
And it's not even it's not entertaining enough to do it. If it was wrestling, I'd get it a bit, maybe.
But it was
You would get a bit near to the fireworks.
Yeah, it was more insane during Group B Rally because there was the original rally, Group A, which was your standard cars, your Fords, your Toyotas, your Hondas, your things like that. Mostly front-wheel drive or four-wheel drive, that kind of thing. Group B was, fuck that shit, we're using supercars.
Oh, shit.
It was Ferraris, it was Porsches, it was Audis, it was all of the top level, like fastest possible cars. And then they made them able to do that on dirt tracks. So these things were doing up to 200 miles an hour in fucking rally stages. And people got killed so much.
I'm building up another second round of the Crazy Sports.
Yeah.
One we did before, so that might be one to throw in.
Group B would be one to throw in, dude.
One of our video episodes where you watch the video.
And you've got to be careful about what videos you watch, because some of the Group B crashes are like, they go into the fucking spectators.
Well, yeah, no, I'm not going to... We can't be showing...
You can't be showing that shit.
We're on some of the things where we can now, actually. We're on Rumble, we're on X, we can get away with anything on them.
Yeah.
Do absolutely goddamn anything.
Yeah.
Hey, do you want to have a boob thrown at somebody's nose? Sure.
Yeah, I can go for it.
Can do that on X.
Uncle Elon is fine with that.
Even though, ironically, none of his nephews or nieces would call him Uncle Elon, because that would imply him being a human. And, nah. Because, for obvious reasons, I mean...
I don't think he's inhuman.
I don't think he's any kind of human.
I'm
not saying he's bad. No.
He's man.
He's a biped.
Yes.
He's a biped, yeah.
Yes.
I'll give you that one.
Yes.
Mm.
Human, maybe not.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying he's actually an alien or anything like that, but there's something just not there.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I say that. I think it's a clone, probably. That's probably what it actually is.
That's how he's worked so much. It's the only thing that would make sense.
Mm-hmm.
Is that there's 5 Elons.
I do wonder that, and also like maybe is it also that it's did he create them or was he just got natural triplets or something?
No.
Because apparently he's really good at Diablo, and then he went on. And
I
did
think
shit.
he's cloned 5 separate people, and he's using Neuralink to like combine all of the minds into one mind.
Oh, right. Okay.
So like he has the experiences of all of the different Elons, like coming back to one central Elon.
I get that.
You know,
That makes sense.
yeah.
Weirdly.
I think that's what's happening, and I think he's not. That's why he wanted Neuralink all along, and now he's got it. Now he's into like overdrive. Now he can do as much as he wants. Now he could be on Joe Rogan every week if he wanted, but that would start to be obvious, you know.
I keep hearing all this stuff now about how Joe Rogan is just like doing plays for the elite people and all that, and kind of shoving off different talking points that aren't important. I'm not putting it across very well right now, but I do understand some of the the stuff, but I also just think it's just him not caring.
He's just not interested in that stuff. If you want to go and hear someone talk about stuff that you want to hear them talk about, go find someone talking about that stuff. I don't go to Joe Rogan to hear about the topics I want to hear about. I go to Joe Rogan.
Oh, it depends.
No, genuinely. I go to Joe Rogan to hear him have an open interview with his guest. Like, most of the time, I'm interested in hearing the ones where it's people that I've potentially never heard from before, but they've got a really interesting description of what their job role is or something, or what their background is.
Yeah.
And I'll sit and listen because it's like, I need to expand my horizons. I don't know about this shit. I'd like to know about this shit, you know?
Mm-hmm.
If you're going to it and you're expecting him to change his opinion on any particular subject to the one that you want it to be, or to talk about a subject that you particularly want him to talk about, then I'm afraid you're probably just going to have to wait till you go on the show.
Yeah. I do like all the the chat still even now, like we talk a lot about like the Iran stuff and all that's going on now. Like it's still kind of weird because everything you see, for a while it did feel like it was just them bombing them. And I don't know why they thought that everything they did, and big shock now, the person that took over isn't a big fan of the US either.
Who would have thunk it?
And you know what? Apparently he wasn't a big fan of them before, but you know what probably sealed the deal?
Was it when they killed his dad?
And do you know who else they killed at the same time?
Who?
His wife.
Oh!
His brother, I think. And his son.
Well, that's gonna put him in a great mood.
His dad, his wife, and his son for definite, and there was somebody else too.
That's definitely gonna put him in a great mood, and they hospitalised him as well.
Oh, really? I didn't know.
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
Oh, he was there too.
So he got caught up in all that. He saw all of it happen.
He got survivor's guilt as well.
He's got survivor's guilt as well. Yeah. Oh, and now
I think he's a good guy. I don't know this fella, but
now he's definitely gonna want to kill you because he doesn't give a fuck anymore. He wants to go see his family in the afterlife. So good job.
Yeah, that's the thing. You never want to. They're the ones you never want to. What's the word? Like
to piss off.
Yeah, to annoy. Basically, are the ones that are like, oh yeah, well if I kill myself killing you, then no, I'll get virgins in it.
You've made nuclear John Wick.
Yeah, luckily they haven't got the enrichment for nuclear weapons.
No, but they can still do a dirty bomb.
Yeah, anyone
quite heavily.
Anyone can do a dirty bomb.
Yeah.
But they've also got you can send it far too, not as far as people think. It just seems I'm confused because I heard that the Cyprus RAF base wasn't Iran.
Right.
I heard that. Did you hear that?
No, I heard that. Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure that Iran have taken credit for it, and I can make a point by this video I'm going to show you in a minute because Iran State put out a propaganda video, and nowadays in this world we live in, we get to see them too.
That's true.
And somehow they did a propaganda video with Lego.
Oh, I saw that.
You seen it?
I didn't actually see the video, but I saw the
Well,
video.
let's have a look.
Let's have a fucking watch. So obviously, it's Trump and Biden, I'm assuming.
No, Netanyahu.
Netanyahu. Oh yeah.
Israel.
Yeah, that makes sense. And there's a missile being launched, and
This is the school.
The school in Iran, and boom.
The imagery in it,
Lego
look,
death.
it's just a bag in a rubble, and then look, this soldier comes over,
Oh, he's
crying.
crying.
How, like, just... It's even on the finger. And
Why isn't the Ayatollah fucking a Lego person?
British force in Cyprus. Military base in Cyprus.
There you go, yeah.
They're literally taking credit for it right here because they showed a few attacks that they have been
Yeah,
done.
yeah.
Before I put it back on as well, the whole that school thing, I don't know everything about it, but from what I've heard, it's just them saying, yeah, it seems like it was a mistake. We accidentally bombed the school. Because that's easy to do.
It's a pretty big accident, that.
Yeah, you're right there.
You know.
But
as accidents go, that's not, dropping some flowers.
I think they confuse it for
that's an oil spill that's been set on fire in a school, essentially. That's what that is.
I think they might have accidentally confused it for a military base that was 3 towns away. That seems like a reasonable mistake to me.
Yeah, that seems really reasonable.
I haven't seen any explanation for it
Was
yet.
Trump doing the actual shooting himself?
Maybe that's what it was. And let him have a go and he just blew up the school. Oh, shit.
And which button do I press? Is that one? Oh my god, I just blew something up.
American plane crash.
It's all using AI. That's the thing that pisses me off the most.
You assume, innit?
It looks... it's got to be AI.
But wouldn't they still have to get, like, the allowance to do it?
Oh, they don't give a fuck. They're not going to get... they're not going to get affected by
It's on online and stuff. If it wasn't allowed to be, it wouldn't even be allowed to be on YouTube here.
Yeah, but is it...
It wasn't
Iran really... Are you really going to be able to take Iran to court over this?
No, I'm not saying you can actually do it.
Exactly. What can Lego do?
Not let them show it on YouTube. Because they wouldn't want to be...
associated with it, potentially. Yeah, I guess.
Unless they just say, this is not an official... We'll have a look after, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, it depends on if, like... American embassy in Saudi Arabia. But, I mean, for all we know as well, this is the thing with propaganda nowadays. We don't know that Iran have anything to do with this.
Yeah.
Like...
Maybe that's why it's AI.
This is on, I forgot what channel it is. It's The Guardian, I think it is. This is on.
Did you see there was an attempt at some fake news saying Netanyahu had been killed?
No.
Yeah, that was like 2 weeks ago. They put out a fucking thing and someone was like, oh, he's been killed in a strike. It's like, no, he hasn't.
I think that there, where they're apparently taking credit now for closing the Strait of Hormuz, they've come out multiple times recently and said, we haven't done that. We don't have plans to do that.
It does seem weird for them to use Lego. I'll be honest. Just why would you choose a Western,
it's Swedish, but yeah, still though.
Yeah, but it's still in the West. Yeah, why would you use a Western toy maker?
I'm guessing the idea would be maybe to put it in a way so that the more people will watch it, want to see it, and relate with it. I would assume would be the reason. Because I have a hell of a lot. The only reason I'm watching this is because it's Lego.
This is so strange.
The only reason I'm watching it, though, is because it's Lego. It's like Looney Tunes back in the day, propaganda.
This is the future we're in now.
It really is.
Let's pause for a second and ruminate on that. Do you remember what war used to be?
Well, no, really, but...
When it was on the news, it was very serious.
Yeah, I suppose, okay, well... Obviously, what
we're talking about amount of people dead.
We're talking like
in this.
We're talking about Iraq and stuff. I'm guessing Afghanistan
and anything before that. Fucking Vietnam. Or
we didn't live through them. I'm saying no. So we can't. We can't say.
You can see from like documentary footage and stuff like that.
Well, but it's how they portray it. Still, though.
Yeah,
it might have been completely different living through. We don't know.
True, but like. This is what it is now.
Yeah, we can
the ministry
just compare it to Afghanistan and stuff.
Yeah,
that compared to this, and that was only like
the
15...
Department of War in America fucking put memes out. They put fucking music videos out.
It's a thing in general. Like, did you see it's different, but it kind of relates still. Like the 301 thing when somebody ran up to him in the street with a camera and said, "Oh, my friend's been deported. Can you say something?" And he was like, "Oh, I heard you've been deported. Sucks. Bye."
Yeah.
And then I ice people.
They used that as part of their thing.
48 hours it was on there still. Like,
he had to get a lawyer involved.
You got a lawyer to take
it off.
Yeah.
That's not Theo Von's views on all immigrants. He's made that very clear.
Oh, not at all. Yeah, he's way up.
His mum and his dad were both fucking. One of them was an immigrant at least.
Realistically, if you actually have the whole like American, like you believe in the whole American dream and all that, and you're much all America, you should be a fan of immigrants.
Give us your what was it?
Give us this, say our daily bread, and we will give you American pie.
Give us your tired, your huddled masses yearning to be free. They wanted to take all of the people into America they could to start this new fantastic nation. And like now they just want to have the people in there, but not fucking, pay them the full wage, because lots of fucking CEOs are like, oh no, actually we want to have the open border because
we don't.
We want to have fucking immigrants coming in because that's cheap labour for farms and shit like that.
Yeah, but I mean, with like all the Iran stuff and all that, though, it's still.
Oh no, this is an extension of a.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. But this is just strange, like with this being like Lego being used as a propaganda and all.
That's weird.
I wonder what it even says about it, because like I said, this is on The Guardian, did I say? I don't think I've actually seen it yet. What was it? No, The Independent. So look at what it says. A propaganda video released by the IRGC-controlled Tasnim news agency, which depicts Trump and Netanyahu alongside the devil as they trigger a red button. The animation portrays a dramatic Lego-themed retaliation showing Iranian missiles. I suppose, to be fair, thinking about it, nowhere in it, as much as it looks Lego-like, nowhere in it is there any actual Lego branding.
No.
You know what I mean?
But it's the same thing as the Studio Ghibli fucking animation thing or image thing that went back a while back.
What?
Using AI.
What do you mean?
There was a thing that made every picture look like it was a Studio Ghibli thing.
What?
In AI. And Studio Ghibli fucking sued them about it.
Oh, okay. Well, the style or something.
Well, yeah, they were just literally stealing Studio Ghibli style and saying people were going like, do me as a Studio Ghibli character, and it was doing it.
Did Lego agree to the Iran
Of course they didn't!
propaganda video? And are they suing them?
You can't sue them.
Oh, yeah, but I know. Let's have a look what GPT says. There's no evidence the Lego group agreed to it or approved the Iranian video. The Iranian state media released it. The video appears to be AI generated or stylized to look like Lego, but not an official collaboration or license use. Like I say, it doesn't actually show the branding. It just it's like a parody.
Yeah,
it's like a parody. I don't think there would be anything you could do about that anyway, even if it was a British person doing it.
Is that parody when you're doing it as an announcement from a government? I don't know how parody that can be.
It's not actually. It was a government run. Like a state media, so in the same way BBC would be. Yeah, but...
No, I'm saying, bro.
I don't know. No confirm loose. Yeah, I don't think there would be anything you could do, to be fair. Now we kind of look at it, I don't really think there would be anything. Oh yeah, it makes sense. It's just propaganda. It's just we're seeing it in real time now.
Propaganda.
That's the difference. We're actually seeing it in real time.
Yeah. Do you have a tapping?
Yeah.
I need a tapping.
Right, what I will do in a moment, I'll finish rolling though, and I will get into the
He's gonna get into the topic. Don't you worry, ladies and gentlemen.
Main topic.
Very shortly, we will have a fine topic for you. Look at its thighs. Look at its big juicy bum.
Right, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I suppose, like, looking at this, it kind of reminds me instantly when I saw it pop up. It gave me the idea for it, because I don't know about this. This is on the inspirations. So I still don't know the full story, I was getting it together and that without going through everything.
Yeah.
But it ultimately instantly makes me think about one we did ages ago, or it might have been before you was even on it, actually, I think it was before you was on it, actually, when it was still Katie and Kersey.
Yeah.
So I could even mention a bit about it now, actually. Could do a brief little bit about it. The Dancing Plague.
I already know about that.
Yeah, well, tell the people and give it, because obviously that's... I wasn't saying it for your benefit. I was saying it for the audience.
The Dancing Plague was a thing that happened very briefly
Not that briefly.
Yeah, but it was over a certain period in the something century where the most of the reports.
1600s.
Yeah, 1600s. That was the most sort of written down, like, depictions of it, if you know what I mean. But basically what happened is in almost entire villages, it seemed, would get up and just start dancing and dancing and dancing, and people would come up to them and they couldn't get them out of the trance, and if they stayed there too long they'd start dancing too,
to the point that the leaders of the city, rather than be like, because they realised what was going on, we went over enough time, you know, the city was well aware of it, and they thought, rather than try and help them, we're gonna get bands in. We're gonna get stages put up so everyone can be up elevated, so everyone can see the people that are dancing, and just make it as bad as possible. So you know, do everything they can to keep them dancing.
Yeah.
Because it turned into a bit of a you know, like a, I don't know if you would call it necessarily like tourism kind of thing, but they were known for it. People were coming to see them.
Yeah.
Like that. So it went on enough time, you know, that there was time to do that kind of thing.
But these people would just slowly starve to death
1518
while dancing and die of exhaustion.
Yeah. It was July 1518. A woman named Frau Truffaut reportedly began dancing uncontrollably in the street and kept going for days without rest. Within a week, dozens had joined her. Within a month, hundreds of people were dancing in the streets, dancing it. Oh, one thing. Participants suffered exhaustion, injuries, and collapse from dehydration.
What could it be?
The authorities made it worse.
What could it be?
Overheated blood. That's what local officials believe.
No, but
I don't see why that wouldn't be fair judgment.
What if that's like some kind of fucking, like, brain fungus?
You know what?
Like fucking, you know.
Before you go too far, actually, hold on to that, because what we're going to be talking about momentarily will have a lot of the same questions, you know. So hold on to that still for now. But yeah, it just made me think of that as well, though.
Yeah.
You were saying here as well. That was it. I remember with that one in particular, there was talk though as well, because there's the other stuff too about hysteria anyway. Yeah. But there's the possibility of ergot poisoning.
Yeah, that's the thing. But it doesn't make you dance for days till you die.
Not normally, no.
No.
No, that wouldn't be this general.
And it wouldn't make other people come in who were doing it afterwards, because, like, they wouldn't necessarily have been eating the same fungus.
Yeah. It's one of them. It's like when it happens to hundreds of people too. It's like, I know that the people in the city were making it worse, like I said, but that was only after a point when they clocked on and realised we can make something from this. You know, that wasn't instant.
Have you seen ants in a death spiral?
I have actually.
That's what it makes me think of.
Yeah.
You know?
Explain what you mean by it.
So, like, certain ants don't have any eyes at all. Or they do, but they don't function. They detect light or dark.
Yeah, they're not their main. They don't rely on them.
Instead, they use a very keen sense of smell. Yeah. And other ants will lay down little trails that those ants will then follow to get to food, or get back home, or get to a fight, or get to do something.
So most of the time, if you see an ant, like, and he comes across like a big sweet or something on the ground, he'll sniff it and jump on it for a second,
and then walk straight back,
away.
Yeah. And that's because it's going all the way back to the nest, leaving a lovely trail, and then loads of other ants will follow it, and then in a couple of hours you just see the thing covered in ants.
Yeah, well, not even that long, depending on obviously how far away it is, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's so interesting. You can just sit there and watch and wait.
Yeah, but when one of those ants ends up getting caught in a sort of a tangle of lots of different, like, wires going off in different directions, essentially, of this, there's things over here, there's things over here, there's things over here, there's things over here.
Yeah.
It can end up getting lost. And then it will spin around until it finds its own trail.
Yeah, and it will go into a circle.
And then it will follow that trail.
Yeah.
And it will follow that trail. And it will follow that trail. And it will follow that trail. And then other ants will turn up and it will follow that trail. And it will follow. And the thing is, because all of the ants are following that trail, they're still dropping down ant pheromone the entire time. So it becomes stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger. And so you get entire millions of ants swarming around in a circle, just marching until they die.
Yeah, just because they don't know any difference.
They don't know where else to go.
They think they're on a long ass journey.
Yeah.
They think they're walking somewhere. It's like this thing telling them, go and get this food.
Yeah.
And to them, it's just, it's a long ass journey. Yeah?
But it makes you think of like a little robot, doesn't it? If you programmed a robot incorrectly, and you didn't tell it to go back to its recharging point, and it was just going on for miles and miles and miles until its battery died. That's essentially what the ant is.
Well, yeah,
They're little drones. They are literally little drones that go out and they're part of a whole.
with in regards to like this kind of hysteria. Right?
Yeah, and I think there's still something to that. I think there's something to the way.
Yeah, because you saying it even makes me think about like my insomnia issue, like all the time, which I've learned is another ADHD thing.
Right? Yeah.
I do issue with switching off, basically, which is what I've always had.
I've had a huge problem with that ever since
I mean,
like 16.
Yeah, for me though, it's just like my brain is just busy.
Oh no, same. Yeah.
The only reason it's functionable right now though is because I've been on those tablets for a while, but they're not even the right ones.
I literally could not sleep properly when I was a kid.
Yeah.
As I say, it started about 14, 16, something like that. And I would literally end up just lying awake listening to the radio or whatever, just because there was nothing else.
It's quite normal, to be fair, that's the thing.
Yeah. But it kept on going well into university.
Yeah.
And I was really struggling to get any work done, anything like that.
I can see from like insomnia though how.
Oh, but then
I was like a similar kind of like link to this kind of thing.
Yeah,
so I can see how it goes from that to that.
But the reason why is because my mind would literally be whirring constantly, be coming up with little ideas.
That's what it is. That's what it is.
Yeah.
That's my point. Yeah.
But then I just smoked a joint.
Yeah.
And suddenly,
it doesn't work forever. It's not a fix it.
It doesn't always.
It doesn't work at all, really, to be honest.
It works really well for me. It's always worked really well for me.
Between somebody that hasn't and have got ADHD, then I guess.
Well, the thing is, I don't know if I've got ADHD, but I'm a different spectrum somewhere.
Yeah,
I think I might be more OCD, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't look at your brain and my brain as being similar, to be honest.
No, I feel I'm more OCD.
Yeah. But anyway, we're not here.
That's why. That's why.
Not diagnosed. You don't want a goddamn podcast.
But that's why when I'm
talk.
No, but I'm just saying that's why when I'm doing a stand-up bit, I don't.
Nobody wants to listen to us diagnose ourselves.
Yeah, but
no one.
I'm just saying.
I don't even want.
When I'm doing a stand-up bit, I don't do the fucking single joke. I do an entire 5-minute bit. Because I've got to work out the entire 5 minutes. I've
gone on a totally different thing. I have no idea how it's connected to anything you're talking about. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now.
Yeah.
Now, yeah.
It's also why I can sit there and make an entire fucking sketch show by myself. Anyway, I get to control every single part.
Yeah. That's got absolutely nothing to do with what we're talking about, though. So let's get on to the actual topic.
No, but it's just talking about human brains, isn't it?
Yeah, kind of. We just got into talking about ourselves.
But I've got a theory.
I've got a
theory about the human brain though, and how it interacts with other human brains.
Okay.
Because it's that thing that I think I've talked about it before. There was a thing in Australia where they found that one sheep had rolled across a sheep grid. Or a cattle.
Oh, I think was
so that it was able to get across and then graze on whatever it wanted to.
Yeah.
And all of the other sheep started doing it, and it's like, all right, fair enough, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But then other sheep started doing it in farms that had never ever seen the other sheep, just here and then 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 here, like they had a sort of a shared mind. And I think that is true of humans. I think we have a shared mind to some extent.
The more quote unquote smarter you get, the more you get away from the other ideas of things that the brain can do, like whatever ghosts are.
Yeah.
Like I said, I don't really fully believe them to just be dead people. That's not my vibe. But I believe that ghosts are real, and it's something like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's like just seeing other things, you know. And I mean, all of this kind of stuff could be something like that. Because if you think that the brain can do all these other things, then if they're communicating, sorry to jump in with you.
No, I'm enjoying it. Yeah.
If your brain can connect with other people's brains without even realizing you're doing it, then it can create a mass hysteria. Yeah. That the idea of that makes so much more sense.
Maybe even something can hack into it.
I don't.
Maybe
it could, but I don't know if that's what any of this would be.
You know what I mean? Maybe, but I'm saying maybe on a different level, there's a way to hack into that mental
Oh,
connection.
That's what all of
That's
the,
what cults are to a certain extent, isn't it? It's
without
like
realising it.
yeah, it's a way of hacking into that sort of social bond, that social antenna.
But more actively doing it would be like when you're hearing about the CIA when they do like the astral projection and the communication.
Yeah, that is literally sort of
telepathy.
Yeah,
telepathy.
like disconnecting your mind from its host and allowing it to essentially just sort of bubble out across the world and return when needed.
Yeah,
and that's been talked about way too much for it not to have some kind of fucking relevancy.
It's easy to say that a lot with many people. Like,
but whether that be like
same with ghosts again, and same thing.
Whether that be something like where it's directly like that, or whether they have some like program that they've got that's named that or something like that, that's sort of supposed to try and bring like a drone program or something. I don't know.
Right.
But it seems like the CIA have been interested in that for a very long time. A very long time.
And it wouldn't just be them, it would just say the ones we always hear about, or we've seen a lot of the documents come out and that confirming.
I mean, Russia's got to have been
Russia
all
definitely.
over that shit.
Even the stuff we know about,
and we know the Nazis were into that shit.
Literally about to say, the Nazis too.
Yeah.
And UK for that reason as well. Like if all of them were doing it, we're just going to be hearing about it and not doing it. Why?
I mean, the Nazis were famous for doing tests where they got twins in different places to see if they could feel the pain of the other twin.
And a lot with twins. That guy who had that, even after the war, he was put into some town, and then that town just suddenly started having a ridiculous amount of twins in it.
Weird.
Yeah. Did you not hear about that?
No.
Yeah, he was all about like doing research on twins and that, and in the town he was in, all of a sudden, loads of twins suddenly. And then different quick stories about stuff being done to them, etc.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, man. But let's get into the main topic then that goes with anyway, like we're saying, with a lot of what we was just talking about anyway.
Yeah.
That's quite a cool lead into that. So this is going to be mispronounced again, but it is the let me get to it. Sorry, the Tanganyika laughter epidemic of 1962. So this one really is recent. The other one was 1500s, the dancing one.
Yeah.
This is 62.
Yeah.
This is like as old as my mom.
This is within like people's memories.
Yeah. Well, in the 60s, obviously the 60s you got like hippie stuff and all that. What was war-wise going on in the 60s? But that would
have been Vietnam.
Oh, the end of Vietnam, beginning of Cold War with it. Oh, okay.
Before that would have been Korean War.
Oh.
In the 50s, there was the Korean War.
Oh, okay, I would get confused. That's the one that I'm always like...
People forget about that.
Yeah.
There was World War II, and then at the end of World War II, they did the Korean War because South Korea and North Korea were splitting up.
Yeah.
And North Korea were going to kick South Korea's ass.
It's just a weird idea that they used to split up randomly. That country would do that.
Yeah.
So random.
And so basically America stepped in, gave them protection. North Korea backed off. The demilitarized zone was laid out, and lo and behold, we've got North and South Korea. In fact, one of the few bits of American military...
I got too much into this because it's got
no, but it's one of the few bits of military interference, interjection, whatever it is that you want to call it, that the Americans have done in another nation that wasn't a total fuck up.
Don't actually work.
Yeah.
Unless you...
well, I mean, they saved them from North Korea. There's no fucking doubt about that.
So where's Tanzania? Because this is all... Tanganyika, the place on about Western, is Tanzania. So is that Africa?
Tanzania. So Tanzania is in Africa, yeah, near Lake Victoria.
I'm guessing we don't know where in Africa, but...
No. They were driving around near it in the Top Gear Africa special.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Because they mentioned that Lake Victoria, they were trying to find a national river for Lake Victoria, and I think they talked about Tanzania being on the map.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's nowhere near Asia. It's not too far away, so it could have had,
Well, you got a globe.
Yeah, I know, but I know.
What are we doing?
It's going to be hard to find it on the app. But that's the problem.
I can do it. I bet you I can.
There we go. Tanzania.
Look for a big area of water and then look for something.
I don't think it really shows that.
Doesn't show big lakes.
No. Well, I think it does, but not in coloured,
Right. Tanzania.
Oh, I found it. Tanzania. It's quite far down, actually. So it's quite far away, actually, from all your Asia and stuff. So probably shouldn't have been affected by...
Right below the equator there.
Shouldn't be affected by the Korean War, I wouldn't have thought in that case. Or any more than others would be.
Yeah.
But the key town then was Bukoba. And the time frame was actually January 1962 to mid 1963.
So this
About a year
happened
and
for a
half.
while.
Yeah, it's not, once again, not a quick one like the, I don't think I actually looked in the end, did I, of how long the dancing plague went for. But I know...
I mean, it was yeah. How long did the dancing plague go on for?
Oh, I don't even need to ask that because I can say how long did it.
Yeah.
Because
Roughly 1 to 2 months. So
Oh,
this
that's
was
not
a
too much then.
significantly longer issue.
yeah, the dancing plague was 1 to 2 months. This is a year and a half.
That's interesting.
All right then, so Tanganyika had gained independence at the end of the year, led by Julius Nyerere. The social climate involved a collapse of colonial systems at the time.
So yeah,
So then,
this happened quite a lot around the 60s because of the whole
Right.
fucking Gandhi thing.
okay.
Where Gandhi was like, I don't think the British should have any control over India. And
Oh, that one.
and all the Indians went, yeah, that makes kind of sense, to be fair. They're
This is almost handing it over.
weird fucking white motherfuckers come out of the fucking nowhere. They come over here, they take our tea, they take all our spices, and they fuck off again. No, fuck these motherfuckers, they can pay for it. Fair fucking enough.
They complain and stuff though, and then like we give them Egypt back, and it's like we did all that stuff to get unearth all the stuff around the pyramids, everything, all of this, and then they take it back and close it off.
Yeah.
You can't deal with what you got.
Yeah.
Anyway, so there was a collapse of the colonial system. There was a sudden educational pressure on young people at the time, with expectation to become the future elite of a new nation, obviously putting the pressure on them. This is to try. I included this stuff because I wanted to try and I specifically asked for these because I wanted to try and get an idea of the what was going on at the time.
Yeah.
So give us an idea of maybe an explanation for it, but we'll see. So ground zero was Kashasha boarding school.
Mm.
It was a mission-run, strict Christian environment in the village of Kashasha. The students were comprised of 159 girls, all aged roughly between 12 to 18.
Right.
So, I mean, freaking Africa back in the 60s, that might as well be a fucking brothel to them.
Jesus Christ, dude. Jesus Christ, dude.
And not to me, the freaking well, I suppose that's more Asia, actually.
Yeah.
It's more, I don't know about Africa, to be fair, actually. I'll take it back. I don't
It's
actually
not
know.
great, don't get me wrong, but like,
Okay.
give it a little bit of time.
So, January 30th, 1962, 3 students began laughing uncontrollably. No explanation of where it started. There was no clear
What, like the
figure.
fucking Joker?
Well, you just, 3 girls laugh at something, they all start laughing, and you hear that all the time.
Yeah.
Girls in a group, they're manic.
Yeah.
Females in a group. People always make out that guys are so, bad and this whole stuff and that. But when you have women in a group, like, that kind of age and that, I mean, like, like group, I remember being like 16, and nothing scarier for a 16-year-old dude
Then hearing
a
women,
group of
girls,
16-year-old women.
girls laughing behind you, especially. While you're like in the corridor and you hear them laughing behind you and you're like, I don't want to turn around because I think it might be me. But also, I kind of want to turn around and find out if it's about me.
Oh, see, my vainness has always been the same. That I'd be like, in that situation, it's like, oh, they're insulting me. So at the same time, it's like, they're talking about me.
Oh, jeez.
Can't help it, can they?
Yeah. No such thing as bad publicity, I suppose. Yeah.
Well, not always. It takes a lot.
Say that to Gary Glitter. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Insert pedo here.
Yeah.
Observation from the early reports then. Sorry, I went too far. So there was no clear trigger for the initial laughter,
Right.
but the laughter spread rapidly through dormitories and classrooms. So they're living together, so that I suppose gives you more of an idea how it spread.
Yeah.
Because otherwise you've
Well,
got
I mean,
home.
If it's
Keep
let's
laughing.
pause. If it's a virus or if it's a bacteria or something
Right,
like
right.
that, then laughing's
Like
a
a
pretty fucking good way to get your shit thrown around. Like coughing
Oh,
is part of the response that
You're on about like a physical kind of infecting other people.
Your coughing when you've got a cold is a physical response that your body does that the cold has hijacked to spread more of itself. And therefore, over the years, as you got infected by cold viruses, the ones that made you cough more became more prevalent.
Yeah.
Because they spread further.
Yeah.
So if
There's a
you've
flower
got
getting its seeds out.
Yeah. So if you've got something that's making you go all the time, you're constantly spraying, you know?
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure as well, though, from reading, well, I'm sure it'll come up.
Yeah.
I don't think there was any adults infected, but I suppose there are plenty of illnesses that only affect young ones,
exactly.
though.
It can be an immune.
Especially if it's some kind of brain. Did you get brain viruses? Is that a thing?
Prions.
Yeah. Okay.
Prions are definitely a thing.
So it's kind of
That's what the deer wasting diseases.
I've seen that when they'll stop being scared of people and just walk up to them.
Yeah, and they'll just literally be like drooling the entire time and just like zombified. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's a prion. And the problem with that is that a prion, even when the animal dies, the prion will survive in the ground for potentially years.
Wow.
And then a plant will grow.
Yeah.
Another deer will come along, eat the prion, and lo and behold, the whole process starts again.
Wow, okay.
And that's why they're so fucking prevalent, because they just won't fucking die.
Yeah. Fuck, okay. So that's another thing. Where do they
Also,
where do they normally come
prion?
from? Yeah.
Mad cow disease.
Oh, okay.
That's a prion.
Oh, so they can just come around
Also,
like any virus.
There's a thing about where if people eat human brains, they quite regularly become more unstable, more aggressive.
I've heard of something that you get like that.
It's because of prions.
Yeah.
Everyone's got natural prions that are inside your brain.
Yeah, we've all got
That are part of your system, essentially, like the same way you've got a gut bio.
Yeah.
And when you eat someone else's, just like if you eat infected blood or something like that, it can cause a serious fucking problem.
Yeah.
You know?
So going forward, I just read something.
Yeah.
Okay, so observations from early reports here. So this is from a 1963 medical account by Rankin and Phillip.
Well, I trust them. They sound like two upstanding British gentlemen.
Hey, to be fair, yeah.
Rankin? Yes, Phillip.
That sounds like it's a if it's a boring name for a company too, then you know it's probably more successful.
Yeah.
So medical account. Quote, the laughter was described as uncontrollable and in some cases lasted for hours or recurred in attack.
Ooh.
So from the sound, unquote, from the sound of it, it might not have been constant laughter.
No, but neither's coughing.
Yeah.
You know?
Just you stop and then you do it. Yeah. It sounds like, think about it like
it's trying to spread.
Yeah.
It's trying to spread.
That sounds like,
especially if you're in dorms and stuff like that. That's a perfect way for it to spread.
Teachers reported that classes became impossible.
No shit.
Yeah. Students were unable to focus or respond normally in any manner. One description from school staff said, and I quote, they could not concentrate on lessons. Some would collapse or run about aimlessly, unquote. A full body breakdown. This is where
they're probably running about to try and escape it or
corrupted me completely.
Sorry, no, but if that was happening to me, I'd be so panicked. I'd be trying to run about and try and just.
If you were one of the people.
Just to try and sort of see if I could get the energy out, see if I could escape it, see if I could just fucking, do something else, see if I could run so much that I could exhaust myself.
I feel like it would probably. I imagine if that's what it is, like a brain peon or something that, making you. I feel like maybe it would make you feel like you do when you dream and
this sounds
hard to do stuff, I feel
like fucking weapons, doesn't it? Like all the kids running down the street. Have you seen the trailer for that? I've never seen the movie yet.
It's a good film.
Yeah, I really want to see it.
It's not quite, when you watch the film, it's not quite what the trailer makes it out anyway.
Yeah,
so I wouldn't
expect that.
Yeah. Really good film that is, though. Really good. I very much recommend watching that. Very much so. When you do, let me know when you're going to watch it again. When you're actually going to watch it.
I'll do a review.
And I'll watch it again. Yeah. Really good.
Yeah.
So you would definitely want to talk about it after one of them.
Yeah. Well, if you've got a good link, let me know.
Oh, yeah.
Perfectly legal link.
Yeah. If that's what you want, definitely.
Yeah. I don't give a fuck.
Because I watch.
I pay for enough. I pay for fucking Disney. I pay for fucking Prime.
Yeah.
If you're not putting it on one of those two, then fuck off. Quite frankly, Matilda's paying for fucking Netflix.
Yeah.
So we've got all the three main ones covered. If you've not got it on those three, suck my dick. I pay enough.
Yeah. Alright then, so full body breakdown then. So the story here shifts from bizarre to generally disturbing.
Right.
I mean, it was kind of already disturbing, I think, anyway, but,
Yeah.
you know, when you think about what this is.
Honestly, I think, like, it sounds funny initially, but the more you think about it, the more horrifying it would be.
Yeah.
Especially if you're
Let me give you the symptoms.
living it.
Let me give you the symptoms to make it even worse for you. Psychological symptoms, first of all. Uncontrollable laughter. Crying fits immediately after.
Yeah, no shit, because they've just gone through like a psychological torment.
And even more panic-like episodes, which will make it
No shit, because like literally, just think about it. You're sitting there, you're laughing, you're having a horrible time.
Yeah.
You're having a huge like panic attack.
Tiring too, laughing.
It's terrifying, you're tired.
Laughing's tiring.
And you're sitting there laughing, you can't stop. It's probably hurting quite a lot.
Yeah, think about it when you've just been like to a good comedy gig or something and you've laughed a lot over an hour.
It
hurts.
Yeah.
It hurts your chest. You can feel a little bit like sickness or something.
Yeah.
Bit of a headache. Your cheeks can hurt.
Yeah, you're a bit lightheaded.
Yeah. And
they're suddenly coming out of that, and they must be just absolutely fucking, first of all, happy that it's just fucking over for the meantime, but also just so
knowing it's probably coming again any moment.
Exactly. So they're
not much
of
relief.
course they're having crying fits.
Not
Of
much
course
relief.
they're having panic because they don't know when it's going to happen again.
Extreme emotions from the sound of it. If there is something going on where they can't control shit, then they're not going to be able to control their emotions either.
Yeah.
But it also, the physical symptoms that we've already kind of alluded to, included pain, especially in the chest and abdomen area, fainting and collapsing, breathing difficulties, because it makes sense if you're laughing a lot, rashes and skin irritation.
Now that leads to more, that's interesting.
And also extreme exhaustion, which is once again expected. But
the rashes and skin irritation. Now, does that sound like... I tell you what. Do a little chat GPT. Search for the physical symptoms of mad cow disease.
Okay, give me the. Why are you thinking?
Yeah, because I'm wondering if they're going to be similar. You know?
Makes sense.
If we're talking prion.
Yeah. Then we'll get a bit of an idea from it. So the neurological
in
symptoms...
cattle, by the way. This is in cattle.
Yeah.
Loss of coordination.
Can I see? Hold on. Symptoms in...
humans.
That'd be better.
Yeah.
Should be able to... In humans.
Yeah.
There we go. Here's a clear break. Okay, early stage.
Depression, anxiety and mood swings, personality changes, withdrawn and irritable, difficulty concentrating or memory problems. Okay,
so did you see it just affecting the brain anyway? So
that's early stage. So, neurological and physical symptoms as it progresses: loss of coordination, ataxia, unsteady walking and clumsiness, slurred or slowed speech, muscle twitching or jerking, involuntary movements, weakness in limbs. Sensory problems, blurred or double vision, visual disturbances or hallucinations, heightened sensitivity to light or pain. Late stage symptoms: severe loss of motor control, advanced dementia, inability to speak or swallow, and total dependency on care. So it doesn't look...
Final stage, death.
Yeah. But it doesn't look as though that has any, like, rash-based symptoms.
Oh, right, I see. That's what you were looking for.
That's what I was looking for.
I was going to say, the other stuff, obviously, all the mental stuff fits. But yeah, no, there's nothing. But if it's a whole different thing, that could... It's just its marker.
Well, exactly. Could be. You
know, that doesn't really mean... If we'd have seen, like, you know... a lot of skin irritation stuff as well, then it would have just been another smoking gun.
I mean,
but
funguses...
the lack of it doesn't really mean anything.
Funguses can cause skin rashes. Viruses can cause skin rashes. Bacteria can cause skin rashes. Chemicals can cause skin rashes, for fuck's sake. You know, I mean, like...
Well, obviously.
But prion, I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure if there's prions that can do that.
Well, we're going to say.
Yeah.
But there's also the behavioural extremes that they go through during this, including restlessness, obviously, screaming, occasional aggressive or erratic behaviour, not surprising. And the duration of the episode would go from a few hours up to 16 days.
Jesus Christ.
On average, about a week. So I'm guessing that was not necessarily one fit of laughter.
No, but
that's just how long they had this for.
Yeah.
So when you realise then it was going on over a year and a half, it must have been it wasn't just the same people getting it.
multiple people getting it.
They would have it for a bit, and then somebody else would have
spread,
it.
yeah. And then they get the fucking immunity to it.
And it's not like people were super dumb in the 60s
No.
compared to like the 1500s, you know.
Attacks occurred intermittently.
So this was from medical documentation.
Yeah, sorry, yeah.
Quote.
The attacks occurred intermittently and could last from hours to days, rendering the sufferers unable to carry out normal activities.
Yeah. I would not be able to do anything if I was just laughing all the time.
Yeah. Especially with the pain. I can't imagine how painful it would be.
Definitely, though.
You know, having hours, like, attacks occurred intermittently and could last from hours to days.
Yeah.
That means one attack could last potentially a day or two.
So I'm a bit confused here what this says, because the collapse of the school, the outbreak continues for 6-7 weeks. Yeah, 6 or 7. 6 or 7.
School shuts down 1962. So
maybe
why did the school shut down?
Maybe they're saying at the point of 6-7 weeks into the outbreak.
Yeah.
Well, because the school shut down March 18th. Probably because 6-7 weeks. Look, that's what it is actually. Probably just because they don't know where it came from. The only people it was all people from the school.
So yeah.
Wondering, is there something in the school doing it?
Clear it out. Yeah. Wouldn't you want to find out?
Well, maybe that's why you shut it down and see. If they stop getting it,
that's what I'm thinking.
You may stop getting it, though.
Maybe there's a fucking umbrella lab under there, mate.
It's not like they knocked it
down.
down.
Go fucking Resident Evil on this shit.
Maybe. That's not like they knocked it down, you know.
And then you walk down a corridor.
The fuck was that?
And Mila Jovovich is there.
The fuck was that?
That's the music from the original Resident Evil.
Was it?
Music, yeah.
I don't remember that. That sounds way too jovial.
Yeah.
Like, we're gonna dance.
It's done like the Lassie thing. It's like ding 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 ding.
Yeah, sounds silly as hell.
Yeah,
it just sounds way too cheery. So
that's where Michelle Rodriguez get bit.
Oh well, look at this. The students were sent home to families, and I understand the reason why, because they thought get rid of the source, knock it on the head, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the unintentional result was that it spread the phenomenon.
Oh, well, of course it fucking would. Why wouldn't you put them in quarantine, you fucking morons?
Well, would you? Did you say that though? Let's just say a bunch of people started. I don't know, but what's on the same level? A bunch of people started sneezing a lot for no reason.
Right.
They weren't sneezing out shit. They weren't ill. They were just. But they just kept doing it, but there was nothing there.
Yeah.
Would you?
Well, like COVID.
No, I mean there's literally nothing there.
Oh, right.
They feel fine. They're not sneezing.
So, like for some people with COVID.
Well, yeah. Okay, I'll see what you're saying. Okay, let's do something else then. Let's they would just keep shouting out butt sniff all the time, constantly. They would shout things.
Well, it's Tourette's, yeah.
But yeah, like it would be like that. Yeah, like temporary Tourette's.
Yeah,
like that. Would you really think to like quarantine?
Yes.
Think really?
Yeah, you've seen it spreading throughout the fucking thing. You think, right, okay.
You are seeing
what we're going to do is we're just going to give you each, like, a group of, like, 3 to live in a house. We're going to wait for you to all get through it. We're going to then wait 3 days to make sure that no one else is still laughing or no one else is, like, reoccurring. And then we can send you home to your families. Not just, oh, shit, well, off you fucking go.
I suppose that's one thing you need to see, isn't it? Is it actually spreading in the sense that it's like you're infecting people? Or is it just people seem to just be doing it? Maybe people around them start doing it suddenly one day. Do you know what I mean? Even if they haven't touched them, done anything.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like, well, if it's spreading through the laughing.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's not even. Maybe it's just spreading through like breath and contact. That's just the way it pushes it.
See, apparently, like the first major spread was in somewhere called, I'm guessing how we pronounce Shamba. Yeah. And the result was 217 people affected, with local reports describing it as a quote. Whole households were seized by laughter and crying, sometimes alternating between the two.
This is definitely some kind of infection.
There's a lot of people. It's like, I suppose it's like all infections, ain't it? Though you know, it must be very transmissible if it's an actual infection like that. You know, like COVID and stuff, like, with the small amount of people that had it to begin with, I know it was like a lot. It was like, wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Small in the grand scheme of it, like this is spreading a lot.
You got to remember though as well, like unfortunately there are a lot of infections that only occur when you have a very compromised immune system. And there's a few things that can compromise your immune system. There's things like having AIDS.
Really?
There's things like, getting,
Lots
of party drugs and things can do it as well.
Where, oh yeah,
For an extended period of time.
yeah.
But also just being malnourished really fucking affects you.
And not going out much, so you haven't got much natural.
And not having enough like combinations of good foods. Because your gut biome won't work.
Keep them going.
So part of this could be that it's an infection that only really affects you if you're in a situation where your immune system is already kind of suppressed. There's certain theories about certain infections, like alongside this, that do follow that same kind of thing. Like, you can't really get infected by it unless your immune system's already compromised. Like, there's certain things where people have got, like, bird flu or other things like that. And quite usually, the people who first get bird flu in a situation where they're worried that someone would transmit bird flu to other people and then the bird flu epidemic would grow into a people epidemic, they worry that someone would have a compromised immune system. It would get used to being in a human immune system and then go from there. So it's not impossible that someone with a compromised immune system in Africa could be like a good breeding ground for this kind of to start and continue.
I did forget actually East Africa, because they obviously didn't have a lot of money then either, did they?
Especially after like they had the British were thrown out and they were
of course,
starting their own core and stuff. So they were probably in a bit of a state of flux. They didn't quite know what was happening.
But then at the same time, it would make more sense if it was adults. But with it being like a girls' school where it started, makes that kind of stuff. I mean, I suppose they might have been affected more with money and all that, It
depends what.
But he wouldn't think anything like that, be like, oh my God, I can't believe the political landscape that we're in right now. Like,
they're not thinking about it like that. But the amount of food that they're getting would be affected by. There's lots of things that would be affected by that.
That's better. So the girls' school outbreak was 48 students, but then multiple villages across the region, which totaled 1,000+ cases and 14 schools to be closed down across the multiple villages in the region. Big, isn't it?
Yes.
Spread followed social connections, not random geographical spread like a virus.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
So it's not like a virus, they're saying.
What?
They're saying.
No, it doesn't.
It followed social.
Yeah. That means it is working. It says not random geographic spread like a virus.
Yeah, so it's not like a virus.
No, I mean, I think it means like it spread like it did. Because random geographic.
No, I think what
it's just appearing in random patches. It's saying is
no. I think what they're saying is, like, say if you had like a group of people around you, it wouldn't just affect the people nearest to you or whatever. It would be certain people of a certain social type of people,
right?
That would just be, maybe not even be anywhere near you, but they just for some reason been the one that's got it. But to me, kind of makes it imply there's certain types of people that are susceptible to it, but not necessarily in the sense of people with low immune system. Not a medical reason.
Okay.
Let's see though. So primarily affected students and young people, and it was rare in teachers and authority figures. Makes it seem like a hysteria kind of thing as well,
right?
And it gives aspects of that, or just say maybe a kind of thing that if you've got a strong mind, you're not going to be suddenly have. Yeah,
it's like hypnotization. Certain people can be hypnotized and others can't.
Yeah, maybe that's the same thing for a the people. Yeah, I mean, a researcher from a later time noted about this bit that, quote, this distribution strongly suggests a social rather than organic cause, unquote. So medical investigation resulted in no physical cause. doctors tested for infectious disease. So there were actual doctors doing tests and stuff. Okay, this is interesting. I didn't assume that. Doctors tested for infectious disease, toxins, and environmental poisoning, and the results showed nothing. Conclusion from early investigators stated, quote, no physical cause could be identified, unquote. I'm glad they said it like that, because that's not a definite 100%.
It's just we couldn't identify it.
Yeah, because you have to know what you're looking for those things to be able to identify it. But obviously they're looking for markers of anything to do for infectious disease, toxins, and environmental poisoning, which you would imagine would cover a wide array of things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Each one of them is not just going to be, hey, check for infectious disease marker.
Yeah.
There's all these different things. I know for infections there's all these different markers they look at. So, you know, it's going to be the same for all of them. What are you thinking? Because that's quite interesting, isn't it? I wasn't expecting it.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what theory I could use at this point to explain any of this. It becomes a little bit strange. Like, the idea of a social contagion isn't, like, new, necessarily.
What's that mean?
Like, the idea that someone can infect you with a thought that is potentially like negative or dangerous to you in the long term.
That's basically what Facebook and propaganda is.
Yeah, and lots of like twisted people, narcissists, psychopaths, things like that. They're very good at manipulating other people into thinking similar ways to them.
See, this is the thing as well that we're not thinking about, considering it's suddenly gone from Britain to Africa and, like, you know, the colonial stuff, which could mean that people that wouldn't want to do medical tests on British-owned areas would be, like, instantly like, oh, you know what? We don't care about the African people. Let's test out this new laughing psychic bomb we've got. You know.
A laughing psychic bomb.
Yeah, that's what it is. You know, it could be a governmental...
Could be an LPB, yeah.
Was that?
Laughing psychic bomb.
Oh, hey. Nice. Abbreviations, baby. Leading explanation. Mass psychological illness. Otherwise known in the modern label of mass psychogenic illness, or MPI.
Right.
Which is also known as mass hysteria and a collective stress response.
Right.
Okay, so this is kind of what we've been talking about a bit already.
Yeah, but again, that sort of only really works if you do have like a mental, like, connection, weirdly. Because, like, just someone sort of...
Oh, you say certain types of social people, so that maybe certain types of people would be open to that connection.
Maybe,
that would kind of...
Yeah.
When you say connection, what did you mean? Like,
that's what I mean. Like, I don't know whether it's like just a mental thing that we're doing socially, or whether there's something deeper, whether there's like a psychic or psychological thing happening in the background that is making people connect on a more, like, solid level. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because if that's the case, then potentially these people, like, could be quote unquote infected. And I hate to bring it up as a thing, but just to use an example of a social contagion that people thought of recently, it was the whole trans thing.
It's not got it. Carry on, sorry.
It's the whole. It was,
it's not. Oh, for God's sake! Can you?
Yeah.
Read this bit.
I'll read the definition
because carers can't do shit.
Right. The definition is a condition where real physical symptoms occur, but they're triggered by psychological stress, spread through social influence, and I can't see the rest of it. Where is it? No, I've gone in the wrong bit. So, spread through social influence. The key quote from researchers: "It is a condition in which a group of people exhibit similar physical symptoms with no identifiable organic cause."
Sorry, can I input for a second?
All right.
Dumb shit is that carers come in to apparently, you know, help people to make things easier. It's a fucking laugh. They come in, good and die. And freaking come in, and then they decide to do a half-assed job anyway, as always. And then just be like, oh, just so you know, your oven's on. I think something's smoking, and then leave. What the fuck? Just worry someone and just leave. The fuck is that? I don't know what the hell they're talking about. Nothing smoking. It can fucking crack, man. God damn it. Anyway, sorry. What were you saying? Do you read out the definition of the mass psychogenic illness?
Yes.
Okay, cool. What were you saying? Because I interrupted you, didn't I?
No, that can't be.
What was it? Okay, yeah. Yeah, fucking hell. They've got a mass psychogenic illness. It's called tardiness.
I don't know if there's something psychological or psychic that's happening in the background. That was my thing. Whether there is some like inherent connection that we all have, and that something could spread down it like a psychic lymph node from one person to another. You know,
something like is in like instinct, something that's just there already, or something.
Yeah, like the way the hang on, don't sneeze again. Fuck off. Like the way the sheep in Australia all started rolling across the fucking the cattle grids together, despite the fact that they were doing it without having ever been able to communicate with each other.
Oh, that's what you mean.
Like
yeah.
They've got some inherent connection by being in the same species.
I could see that in general anyway. When I do it away from the mic, you know.
Right.
Just turn the mic up next time, man.
Yeah, I keep forgetting.
Oh my god. Yeah, like you know, like it makes a lot of sense. A connection, in your brain, but then would it be certain types of people, and then for some reason they get the hysteria?
I think it explains things like the Nazi Party. I think it explains things like
the Nazi Party was just people that wanted the same thing. There's no explanation here for that.
It's like when it got to the extremes and stuff.
Which?
Well, when it came to like the SS and the camps and the fucking.
There's nothing. No, I mean even like the Holocaust, for example.
No, I don't just mean like it only happens with Nazis. By the way,
no.
I just think this is a thing that happens throughout time. I think it was like in Cambodia where there were the people who were killing other people for different reasons, and there was Pol Pot who killed a load of people for different reasons.
Yeah,
I think this is just a thing that if someone or something is like mentally powerful enough, then that they can sort of influence other mentally powerful people and other mentally powerful people. They can sort of build up a like chain of influence, which even if you're sort of not aware of it, by the time it's sort of you are made of aware of it, the whole social like network that is sort of there around you that we don't know of, but is sort of like, as I say, like a lymph node between different people's minds.
Yeah,
like psychically.
But
by the time you sort of hear about it, you've already sort of been built up in it. It's already sort of been grown in your mind, in the world around you, so you connect to it immediately. You know what I mean? And like that's how these sort of horrible ideas can sort of take form and
you can
take over from people's more base ideas of like, why the fuck would I kill someone for having glasses?
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah. So no, but
I'm just theorizing.
No, saying no. I don't know. But
it's like this is the only other thing that could potentially explain something like this if it is like a social disease.
Even just saying mass hysteria doesn't explain it. That's just a bit of a cop out to just be like, they're just hysterical.
Yeah,
it's just like you said, that's just a word that comes from women going crazy. Is all hysteria means. So it doesn't even explain anything.
Yeah.
It's not. That's just a made-up term from like, however, probably like 100 years ago or some shit. So the key quote here from researchers again, quote: "It is a condition in which a group of people exhibit similar physical symptoms with no identifiable organic cause." So basically saying, it's not like a virus. There's no thing that's been infected in them that they can see and then be like, this is the thing that's causing it.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean it definitely isn't, just means that they can't see it.
Yes.
He's not saying that, but I'm saying that. So why it happened: extreme social pressure. Students were in a strict academic environment.
Right.
And expected to succeed in a newly independent nation.
Right.
So they had a lot of pressure on them, I guess, to be the next lot.
What the child doesn't?
Yeah, I suppose they're trying to say more. That's the thing, though. Yeah, I understand they're saying maybe theirs was worse, because.
And also, why isn't this happening all the time in places
Exactly.
like Korea?
They were saying that theirs is worse because like they needed to be like the next people to show their nation were good and all that. Yeah, blah blah.
But people in Japan and fucking China and
Yeah.
Korea, they study to an obscene amount.
Yeah, what about people every time they're in university where people literally get sick, physically
Yeah.
from the stress of like thinking, why
Why aren't they do? Yeah.
I'm sure there's the odd one, but it's not catching on. That's the key thing.
Yeah,
The
fact
odd
that-
person goes
and not only
into
that, but
mental.
it didn't stay with the students. It started with the students, and then it spread to other people when they were near those students.
And it's not even like they're just going crazy and laughing because they're finding nothing funny, but just they're just forced to laugh for a moment.
but like hours on end.
Oh yeah, so yeah,
And then
Bible.
crying with the pain afterwards.
or with the emotion. Who knows? One interpretation says, "quote These were young people under intense pressure to adapt to a rapidly changing world." Unquote. That
Again,
doesn't mean anything.
What fucking
That doesn't always happen.
fucking child isn't?
Yeah,
The world is always adapting.
hasn't
and
happened
rapidly
before
fucking changing.
or since.
It's more rapidly changing now than it ever fucking was.
Even though at the same time we're just being like, well, it hasn't happened before or since, so it's not an explanation. But at the same time, we were talking about Tower 7, and you were open to the idea that maybe it just burned down.
I'm not saying that. I was just saying that that's what that guy said.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And it was quite
It was quite interesting.
Yeah,
He had
yeah.
a good point. He's got a lot of
I've
experience.
listened to a lot of people that make good points on it, and it's always annoying when they do, because then I'm always left with questions after. Like, I want to talk to them,
I
but
wish
I
I
still
could
don't
to them
see.
directly. Yeah.
Yeah. That's the next level of.
But what I'm saying is that is interesting, but I don't know where I stand on it.
Yeah, I agree.
Just to clarify.
Okay. So rigid school structure, there was strict discipline, religious control, limited emotional outlets, and the laughter may have begun as a release mechanism that then escalates.
No, because again,
Weird.
it doesn't work for
Group of
it
people.
works for the group of people in the school, but once they leave the school, it shouldn't spread further.
Well, yeah, this is more about how it started, I suppose. Only that
They should be outside of that and then have relaxed to a certain extent.
It's what I want to see, like age and group dynamics. So adolescents were more susceptible to
I
suggestion.
thought you said Asian group dynamics, not age and
No.
group dynamics. I was like, what the fuck, dude?
So this seems to imply that adolescents were the ones that were being affected more. Oh, I think that 12 to 18 they were saying, weren't they, in the girls' school? I mean, it hasn't implicitly said it was the same continuing, but they have said it was the same social people,
But the
so-
thing is, once they got out, it was like
They
other
got-
people.
Oh, yeah. So, quote from a researcher again. Children and adolescents are particularly vulnerable to group psychological phenomena, unquote. Which, makes sense. They're stupider and all that.
Justin Bieber.
What?
Like, did you see how many girls went crazy for Justin Bieber?
Oh, God, yeah,
Yeah.
definitely, yeah.
They are definitely vulnerable to group psychological phenomena.
Yeah, I guess.
Taylor Swift, another one.
Mm-hmm. It's true. And you haven't had the hope beaten out of you, so you still got happiness on your heart.
You still think that the world could be great.
Yeah.
And then you find out.
And then, that's right. Social transmission. It spread through seeing others affected, hearing about it, and shared belief something was happening.
Not
germs, just ideas plus emotion.
Which is, again, leads back into my idea. That there's something that connects us, like all the sheep in Australia.
Right, and then as soon as you hear about it or whatever.
And that can get infected, just like any other system of a biological entity can get infected.
I do have belief that, like, the brain has so much more that we can do that we're just
I totally believe that.
not aware of.
Yeah.
Even just people say, knowing that, but then instantly all you got to say is, like, everybody agrees that you kind of had this little weird feeling that you get when somebody's watching you.
Mm-hmm.
That's very much agreed upon, and there's no real explanation for what that is.
That could be, again, down to the social thing of, like, if someone's concentrating on you that much, the concentration, like, backfires.
Yeah. But then it's not even just people, though, because there's, like, comes from predators back in the day, too.
Yeah.
So, what would that be then? Because that...
I assume there's got to be an interconnection between, like, animals as well, but it's stronger between your own species.
I think it's more about you being
You can
looked
get a
at.
connection with a dog as well. And I think over time, like,
Yeah.
maybe an animal can attune to a different animal.
Yeah.
Which is like why
Every time, though.
kids like grow up around wolves.
Yeah.
Like can live in a wolf pack because like they're on the same
Well, until they get killed.
attunement.
Until as every time that somebody has a big pest, they get killed eventually by it. But until then, sure. Oh, when I'm heading, what I'll say, it'll come back.
Yeah.
So the 1963 study has been documented, had the timeline documented, the symptoms fully documented, spread patterns fully documented, and the official conclusion is that it's a classic MPI case.
That sounds like a CIA fucking
yeah
explanation to me.
yeah, including the classic part.
Yeah.
Later academic interpretations said that the epidemic is now used as a textbook example in psychology, and shows evidence of how stress, culture, and social structure can create real physical illness. That's true, could be. Stories been covered by BBC, Radiolab, and numerous psychology documentaries. From Radiolab described it as a, quote, epidemic of laughter that spread like a virus but wasn't one. BBC described it as, quote, a mysterious outbreak that baffled doctors and shut down entire schools.
Yeah.
It all in all lasted between 6 and 18 months, depending on the region. So 18 months.
And an affected radius of around about 100 miles.
Yes.
Then cases gradually declined. There was no official treatment and no official resolution. But the final observation of the studies was the epidemic subsided spontaneously.
I mean, that happens so much though when there's like medical episodes. Even when you go and get diagnoses, the amount of times though that it is just a straight up. Oh
Yeah.
oh,
But I think that goes more with my theory.
which
Think of the whole of humanity as one big organism,
okay.
right? And we're all psychically linked to each other. Just assume that.
I buy that, but I don't think we have to be one organism to do that though.
No, but just assume that's what's happening.
Okay.
There's a mesh of humanity,
Right.
and we're all sort of vaguely linked throughout this mesh of humanity, right?
You are me, me are you. I am Naomi Campbell.
Yeah. Some kind of, for lack of a better word, psychic infection from some source we're maybe not sure of how it even works yet appears in this school. It spreads through the school quickly. The people leave and they spread.
You wouldn't have a psychic link. If you want organism, you wouldn't need a psychic link because it's
No. But I'm
Some of these separate organisms. It's really bothering me in my head.
I'm talking about humanity as like a giant psychic organism, right? Because
Okay, so we're different, but we're psychic.
Yeah, but we're psychic.
I like it. I can work with that. Okay.
So there's this big like mesh of humanity, and imagine it like a skin infection.
Okay.
Like you've got a little rash of this infection, and it grows out, and it grows out, and it spreads, and it patches here, and it patches here. But eventually, your body closes it back down again, and it knows how to fight that infection from now on.
Yeah.
So you never get infected with it again.
Yeah.
Imagine that is the same thing happening with this school.
Oh,
Imagine it's appearing, it's infecting, it's growing, it's spreading, and then suddenly the immune response comes back in.
Yeah.
It pushes it down, and no one else gets infected by it again.
And because you're talking about rather than one person having this, it's
a psychological being
of
humanity,
of people in general, whatever, and network. yeah.
And that could be the same thing for the dancing
one, yeah.
Because it's another little infection that grows and spreads and spreads, and then gradually just gets dissipated back down again.
Yeah, definitely. There was another one as well that I had somewhere. What was it? A mad gastroenterity. I need to read about that, but that could be something.
Yeah.
Else that could go with that. I mean, to be honest, man, that explanation. Obviously, even going without the full theory, there's a smaller version of that theory anyway. I guess for it, they're all linked in some manner, and it's something like that. Makes more sense anyway than just being like, I don't even understand what they mean when they say mass hysteria. Like, what do they even really mean?
I know.
There's no real explanation. They're just like, what? So somebody started doing it and everybody suddenly convinced themselves that they were suffering from it too.
Yeah.
I guess that's what it means. Like, mob mentality is definitely a thing.
But I think I've got a theory.
It's 60s, they were dumber and more.
I've not got a theory, but I've got a hypothesis there.
I suppose Africa as well, though, actually, think about it, though. Africa are very much more mystical and think about that kind of spirituality more, don't they? So
Yeah, and for the most part.
so that could be make them more susceptible, though,
Yeah.
to hysteria. What were you going to say?
I think I've got myself a hypothesis there.
You've definitely got a high pop.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
I
makes
quite
more
like-
sense than they're just hysteria with no explanation what that means.
Yeah. I'd like to like investigate that. I'd like to write a book on that.
Yeah, that would be interesting.
Yeah.
You'd have to do a lot more research into the frames of mind of the people to
I'm
begin
sure
with.
there's got to be more more things around there.
It's the thing that with
And you got to look for similar like links between what it is that they were all doing.
that isn't
in the
it, though,
culture.
with the culture though, because I imagine it probably, I don't know, and this is just assuming it's like the areas I've seen, some assumptions, but like they have a lot of the spirituality stuff, and they're afraid of a lot more things like skinwalkers are more known about, and like older people or would know about these things, and it could come like there could be something with that in there, like which could make them more susceptible to it with it. But at the same time, if we're going to accept that, we're kind of just saying that everybody in these villages are fucking idiots.
Yeah, I don't think that's necessarily it.
It doesn't feel like it would.
I think there's got to be at least some smart people amongst them.
Maybe they were only the young girls.
Maybe that's what hypnosis is as well. Maybe it's like some people are better at sending or receiving signal.
Yeah, I think with hypnosis,
And maybe if there's enough people in a room who want someone to do something that the hypnotist is telling them to do, their mind their combined mind forces that influence upon them.
yeah, I don't know about that as much because I think it's, for me, just with hypnotizing, it's more about how if the person is just open to letting it.
I totally get that.
But at the same time, though, I like what you were saying, though, in another. Because what was you saying? You just went out my head a bit then. What was you saying again?
So, like, imagine, like, you've got a hypnosis that's happening because all of the crowd is, like, watching.
Right, I know.
And their combined consciousness is forcing that result.
I don't know about it with the hypnotism stuff, but that general idea I do really like.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of like comes from the idea of praying. If loads of people pray for one thing, there's more.
They can get
something. And people think that that's just like, like it's a nice idea, but there's nothing really to it. But at the same time, there is actual some kind of proof.
They did do tests
for like any time, like for example, there's random number generators all around the world.
Yeah.
And as soon as 9/11 happened, for example, you suddenly saw numbers around 9/11 or stuff that made sense coming out of all these things. And the idea is that so many people were thinking about it at once.
And that was
that wasn't having an effect.
It was having an effect, yeah.
Because there's been a bunch of different things like that.
Yeah.
Like for example, there's like well, it doesn't really work actually. Yeah, okay, yeah.
But if we are the universe experiencing itself, if we are the conscious point of the universe, then potentially there is a reason to say that our combined consciousness could have an effect upon that universe. Just like if you have an idea brought to you from a podcast, say for example, like an exercise podcast, and it really gets under your skin and you start working out and you become a different person and over time you change.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the same thing for us as the conscious part of the universe. Maybe if we focus on something long enough, and if we want it to happen long enough, then eventually the good thing will happen. Which is maybe why we've been going towards World War III for so long, and why it seems to be so much more on the horizon again. It's because we're constantly fucking thinking about it.
Is it really?
I don't know. I don't think so.
No, I mean,
but I just think it's interesting.
No, I don't mean that. I mean,
it is World War III. Yeah.
They're really on the horizon.
But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Is there just like this bubble of reality around our planet that is sort of changing based on what we thought? And maybe that's the reason for all the Mandela effect shit.
Yeah.
Because over time, we've literally changed our perception so much, and it's had little like background effects and little ripples that's changed the way we actually view the world entirely over time.
I could buy that. Yeah, I could kind of see that. I can even think of personal things that kind of go with that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that would make some kind of sense to me. Just the lesser version of it, anyway. Just that we're connected in some manner.
Yeah.
Because I have always kind of thought that anyway.
Yeah.
I thought that we're kind of connected. Like
I quite like the idea of.
So go ahead, go on.
I just like the idea of the psychological being.
Yeah.
Like the individual humans are individual things, but together combined, this connection creates like a network.
Sounds a bit gaudy.
No, but they can create a network that then can get infected by these weird ideas, by these bad ideas, or by these genuinely malicious things.
I think it's like similar before. I think it's just for me, I just don't like the terminology of it. A psychic organism.
Yeah.
It's like, well, we're all separate organisms still.
We are
we
completely
link
separate.
each other.
That's it, we link.
Yeah.
Again, the way I said it is like a lymph node. So if you imagine each person is like a cell in a human body, lymph nodes are things that sort of transfer things between cells.
Oh, okay.
And that's what cancer spreads through so quickly.
Oh,
that's going between all the different cells.
It's a postman for cells.
Essentially.
There you go.
Yeah.
And
so like
postman.
That's like the lymph node between all of us. That's like sending and receiving and like nerves and things like that between us and shit.
Yeah.
But we're all still individual cells. We're all individual entities. It's just we're part of this larger thing overall.
I mean, there's even like, some more, I'm just thinking of more like examples of it too, like twins.
Yeah.
They've got an even stronger one, and there's so many examples of like one twin doing something or getting hurt and the other one just knowing.
Yeah.
It's like the opposite wrong.
There was
parents too. Parents get that a lot too.
Yeah, there was a movie called The Forest, which is about a girl going to try and find her twin sister who went to the suicide forest in Japan. And for the entire movie, in the background, they've got this like comforting hum that changes to like a terrifying hum. Like they're playing with the sort of the low end stuff that can make you feel scared or happy and stuff.
Yeah.
And it gets right to the end, and as soon as one of the twins is dead, it stops. And it's just you feel this silence, as if and you can feel like the twin doesn't have a connection to their other twin anymore through it. I thought that was fucking genius. But to another point as well, have you noticed? Well, I assume you've worked in retail at some point in your life.
Nah, I'm above that.
Oh, right.
That's below me.
Well, even if you've...
No, I have that.
Yeah.
Well, I guess it counts. I've worked in the bookies for a while.
Exactly. But even if you've not worked in retail, even if you've worked in a pub or if you've worked in incoming calls for sales or whatever, you will notice that people call at the same time. People enter the shop at the same time.
Oh yeah, there's busy times, peak times, of course.
But it's not always the same time every day. There are ones that are the same time every day, like for lunch and stuff like that.
Yeah, but you notice patterns though.
But there's like bubbles and patterns and waves, and suddenly like the shop will be full and then it's empty.
Oh, so you're saying that it could be like to do with?
I think certain people will go like, I need to get something from there, and they go in, and other people go, oh, I need to, like a little bit like ants. Like sending and receiving the like we've gone in here, follow me in here, we've gone in here, follow me in here. Me and my brother used to find it all the time. We'd go into a shop that was completely empty, we'd start looking around, and suddenly 5 fucking people would walk in.
Yeah,
No,
I know.
There's something about where people mass, even if it's a small amount, they can draw more in, like a fucking gravity well.
Yeah, I mean the other side of that would be just saying like, well, if you go in there when it's empty, of course it's just going to be like, it's just very rare that it's actually empty, maybe.
Potentially.
But it depends on the shop.
Exactly.
Like,
this was not a very popular shop.
And
it's happened quite often, where we've always just walked into an empty shop and suddenly there's loads of people.
And it is kind of human nature to go to... No, but I do think there could be something to it. I think that could be why prayer has been a thing that's just always kind of been instinctual.
Yeah.
Because I say that because it is, because... that has been a basis. Religion's been about religion's one of the earliest things.
Yes,
well, not one of the earliest things.
Maybe that's why they tell you don't to sort of to not do not be selfish with prayer. It's not about yourself. It's about like trying to be better for other people. But maybe that's why. It's because you're trying to put that out into the global consciousness, not all the personal, like, greedy shit into the
Yeah, you want to put out good shit.
Yeah.
Like you want to be
And maybe that's the
careful what
problem.
you
Maybe
put out
that's
there.
what's changed over time. Is like there's loads of people who think that they're Christian, who are like, oh yeah, I want all the bitches and I want all the money, God, and all that kind of shit.
Right.
And that's what's being pushed out into the global consciousness. That's a better name for it instead of the
Global
global ordinary,
yeah.
the global consciousness.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's much better. Yeah, I mean, just one of those topics, isn't it, where we can't have any kind of... I always want to go for, like, a conclusion and all that, but, with this you can't.
I like my theory though.
I like your theory too. I think there's something to it. I've always kind of felt that there's a connection between people.
An infection of the global consciousness that gets taken out by the immune system and therefore doesn't overtake the whole.
And sometimes, like, there's been like multiple examples of like where you'll be quietly around someone and you'll think something, or as far as you remember, like, because you weren't really paying attention, you just thought something, but they're like, what do you say?
Yeah.
What do you say then? It's like, I think I thought something.
Yeah.
What's that there when you're not thinking about it?
Yeah.
And there's also, like, with UFOs, there's this idea that you can look up and basically
you can say, I want to
draw
see
them
you, please
in
come
the
see
end.
me. You can do it over a few years and eventually you'll see something. Yeah.
Would that be like kind of, kind of getting yourself jacked into like an alien one?
Well,
or is it because they're, like a lot of people think and say, future versions of us?
Or could it even be that, like, again, like the consciousness thing, also maybe you're jacking into all of the other people who are doing that at the same time?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's creating a
But
larger message that eventually sort of gets picked up by someone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know? I don't know.
There's a lot of things for it. But then, I mean, at the same time, even if, let's say we decide that's the thing.
Yeah.
What is this still?
I don't know.
You know what I mean? Is it then that shows how it could spread easier.
Yeah.
But that still doesn't explain what it would be anyway.
It's a psychological infection.
Yeah, where somebody's fought it and it's just got out of hand, basically.
But again, I was about to say, if you go by Joe Rogan's like estimations,
and I think we all...
he's
tall, funny, smart comedian, scientist,
yes.
Joe Rogan.
Yes. PhD.
Black belt.
Yeah. But basically, he's always of the opinion that, like, the trans thing was a social infection and that it was spread mostly by Twitter.
Or psyop, I think I've heard.
Yeah, but he's talked about it as like a social infection, a social disease, like loads of people.
I can see the argument. I could understand the argument if you're saying...
Now, potentially, assume that's a thing that can happen.
Yeah.
Are there other things that can be a social contagion? Something that is built up in the social consciousness to the point where it becomes such an issue. Like McCarthyism was another thing. That was the thing where they were trying to find all of the communists in America, and they ruined careers of people who were completely unrelated because they went to one meeting once that they didn't know what it was.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Right, okay, yeah.
Yeah, that kind of shit. Like, I think, again, it's like the Pol Pot shit. I think there's little bubbles of, like, horrific ideas that can, like, flare up.
Yeah.
And, like, that one is, like, a weird kind of infection. It feels like it's almost from the outside. But these other ones are from the inside, and they flare up and they grow and they get big. And then the rest of the world goes, what the fuck? No! You know what I mean? Like, this global consciousness is, like, correcting itself.
Yeah.
And it does that by fucking war. And all these other, like,
but then
things.
Is that idea then as well that you can just control it? So, because if you're kind of policing it yourself, essentially, that means though that if the mass just decide that this one thing over here is okay suddenly, then you're not going to get policed on it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So if you
change what part takes over, I suppose, almost. It's like a brain at war with itself.
Yeah.
You know?
So it's like, there's still, like, even if that's the thing, there's still no real explanation of what... Although that makes sense, if this is real.
Yeah.
Especially back then where you wouldn't understand any of this stuff, because even we understand hysteria to a point where you'd be aware of it now, and then, like, you could try and check yourself kind of thing. but then they wouldn't be. So it could be something as simple as that, but well, it's not even that simple, because for me to even buy Hysteria, I first need to buy this connection.
Yeah.
It's like a connection between us all. It's the only way I can even come close to accepting Hysteria.
Yeah.
And the fact that it was 1962. If it was yesterday,
And it spread
couldn't accept it.
through people all over the fucking place.
And it being Africa, so I do think as well they're more susceptible to that stuff just because of their beliefs that they have.
Yeah.
But at the same time, though, that
Maybe
normally,
being more spiritual just makes
Yeah.
you more open to this kind of stuff. Yeah.
but at the same time, though, that normally comes from parents and stuff being passed down. These are in a girls' school.
True.
I imagine if they have parents, they can't be the best relationships.
Maybe.
Boarding
Not
school.
necessarily assume that.
Oh, fucking.
Because some boarding schools are for very rich and.
Oh, most of them are, but that's normally the ones to have the worst relationships with their parents.
Yeah, no, you're right.
They're the worst ones.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good personation of them. I like that. Adam.
Yeah, no, get back into fucking school. I don't want to see you. Yeah. There you go.
I suppose ending on this then. I'll
Bye-bye, I'll buy you a horse when you're 80. Fuck off.
I'll end it, I suppose, with the nearest thing I can do to a conclusion for this, and just give the key takeaways, which would be that it began with 3 girls, spread to 95 students, escalated to 1,000 plus people, shut down 14 schools, included serious physical symptoms, had no, I repeat, no biological cause, identified as a mass psychogenic illness, MPI, aka mass hysteria, and ended without explanation. I don't just buy the mass hysteria.
Action of the global consciousness.
Yeah, that's a much better way of putting this. 'Cause that's the only way that could work for me. But yeah, it feels weird. I don't like it, man. I don't like not being able to have a goddamn conclusion.
Sometimes that's the
feels wrong.
That's the way the cookie crumbles, my
It's like
friend.
blue balling yourself, you know.
It is a bit.
You're at the end and you're like, oh god, why did I do that?
Yeah.
Why did I do that? It's like making a decision to like sleep with somebody you know you shouldn't have. Forget with somebody. It's like after the banging, you're like, oh, why did I do that, man?
Yeah.
It wasn't a good idea.
Shouldn't have done that.
And then mid-sentence, you already ball asleep again. Oh my god, distracted thinking about something.
Yeah, you're thinking about something else. Anyway, I need to start getting moving, I think.
Okay, well, we're just coming up
Oh, my word, yeah.
hours anyway.
Nice.
We spent a good amount of time on that, actually, then.
That was a tasty little topic.
Well, just to let you know, if you do want more of this, of course you would want more of this. You can get streams here, wherever you're watching this now. You can always get more streams. You can check out other stuff by going over to Facebook on KD Comedy, following that. Or now we also have a at Squishy Logic Pod on X.
Yeah.
On there as well, /Twitter. And there'll be more little bits coming out on there, and you can get it live on there as well. YouTube, we got the new YouTube podcast channel on there now. There's a Squishy Logic podcast channel where I'm getting them all slowly added onto there too.
Yep.
And the podcast, the audio versions are always available as well every week. At the moment, you can see in the bottom corner there, if you're watching this on the stream currently, the most recent episode, other than today, that's literally about to change today, was the Killing with the Clintons episode.
Yep.
Coming out later on today will be the Ammon Bundy and his war with the government. A few more on there, always more coming out, but I'm hoping to get a lot more shorts and clips put out, because I know we need to figure out how to get it out there more, you know. People need to hear us. We're too, we are a goddamn oiled machine.
Yes.
For no one. Eventually people will, find it, and it'll pop up. I want to make sure we're alive and able to enjoy that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I want to be one of these freaking artists that, don't get found until they're dead.
Yeah, fucking Picasso.
Yeah.
Loser.
Rang off.
Fucking twat.
Yeah, cutting his ear off. Come on. You need a wimp.
Don't fuck up.
I'm going to be getting back to playing a bit of... I'll be playing a bit of... what was I playing again now? Cyberpunk. Was it Cyberpunk?
Cyberpunk 2077, sir.
In between a little bit of a flirty with a few people. I feel so more like myself again at the moment. I've decided, that it's like, no, it's been long enough. I've been a good boy long enough. I'm starting myself being the slag. No, I'm not going to slag it up. That's the thing.
No, right.
I'm just going to find actually somebody to get with now.
Yeah.
I've stop myself long enough being the sagginess and all the other stuff too that came with the, the other persons and all that. I'm good now.
Yeah.
I already feel good. You don't know. It's just my regular normal state is sagging.
Right.
Or, flirting like I can't help but flirt when I talk to women.
Devil.
I am a bit of a dirty dog.
Yeah.
Dog's got a hunt.
No!
I was so nervous at the beginning of this because we started and stuff, and I was like, oh no. I finally writ out the new intro stuff.
Yeah.
And it was a bit like shaky because I remembered as the camera was already on, and I didn't send it to myself, so I was just going by memory, couldn't fully remember. But each time I'll be giving you a different voice to do.
Yeah, I figured that might be part of it, yeah.
And
Prize hand.
I think, that was it. I think I'm taking the D. It won't be